Hello everyone, and welcome to the character appraisal of
The Black Swordsman.
Guts from the anime Berserk. This is him from the 1997 version only, without considering the 2016 version, as that one is to be done later. I shall go through my likes and dislikes about him, but let's be honest, are there any real dislikes to speak of? Ain't no bias anywhere here. I'm just kidding. Now let's get on to the good stuff.
I will settle this alone.
Berserk is an action dark fantasy tragedy anime set in a medievalish time period where one's war potential is determinative of your rank and survival, though times seem to be changing to the politics we have all come to know and love today. Only this time, all those things I mentioned before were still relevant factors regardless. Throw in supernatural and demonic elements and you get this gem of an anime. Guts is the main protagonist who must fight for recognition and eventually his own ideals. We see his life play out through childhood, friendship, love, and betrayal, leading ultimately to the man who is previewed at the beginning of the series. He is damaged goods, and this consistently shows throughout the show. There is just no softening of his hard exterior. Even when he is doing things we would normally call gentle, he is still rough, even when sympathizing. But he is still a character we see to have a wide range of emotions, seen in his relationship with the Band of the Hawk, Griffith, and Casca.
We shall make her a plaything for my troops.
I seriously advise you against that. This one here is a real bitch. She'll rip you to shreds.
Speaking of Casca, she is perfect for him because she does not follow the norms of most women in the age the series is set in. As such, she is able to understand him in a way that even us, the viewers, are unable to, and able to connect with him regardless of whether or not anything actually happens between them.
My God, you really don't get it, do you, Guts?
He has such primal and raw emotions, he will sweep you away even if you are not into his brutality. He will inspire some emotion in you, be it hatred, sympathy, or even just awe.
Not that it's any of my business, of course.
Where he will get you the most is that he is a true berserker, living up to the name of the anime. It's not about going mad with rage, but about getting so caught up in battle and reaching such a level of determination, concentration, and thought that you forget all else except defeating your enemy.
This isn't the time for thinking. I should only be thinking about wielding my sword.
Which is why he may be labeled as crazy, but in my opinion, it's about his level of intellect, in a very specific and warrior way, which Guts trains hard to attain, and his well-honed experience really speaks for itself. He is a muscle brain, but he has his own principles and way of thinking, and is the only character who refused to be swept away by Griffith's charms. In this respect, he initially gets caught up in Griffith's dream, but his realization that he got where he is due to his own power and no one else's really show that he is not just a dog following its master, nor is he a person coasting on someone else's success. He learns that he is the one giving more benefits than he gets. An independent character is not one that never gets lost, but one who is able to find his way when he realizes that he is. He is even more of a sturdy character than Griffith appears to be, as he accepts and walks through life with both its highs and very painful lows.
There is nothing to save myself for or give myself to. I fight because I know nothing else. Once I was willing to do just that, to commit myself to fighting, and let anyone else find a reason for me.
His backstory is a great explanation of how he ended up the way that he is in the first episode. You see the trauma, but it's not always on his mind, inasmuch as self-pity and crying is concerned. A great psychological study really, and a true reflection of humanity in a world filled with demons, and he shows that it is not always appearances that determine this. It explores what Claymore explores in this instance, only doing it way more directly and better if you ask me. There is a distinct line between demons and humans, the latter being much weaker and unable to even challenge the former without dying, but Guts proves that you don't need demonic power to surpass your limitations, unlike what someone else ends up doing. This also can be compared to Claymore as well, as humanity is shown to be where true hope lies. As tragic or rough a character as Guts may seem, he represents this aspect very well.
But even if we are tortured or wounded, we'll fight to survive.
This is more of a political dislike, but he comes off as sexist, though this does not seem so bad with him as the time and setting did not really know better.
Women. You're entirely too weak. I mean, just look at you. You have no endurance. You anger too easily. And you've got woman troubles.
And he is, strangely enough, the only character who sees Casca as an attractive woman, and not his sister or a tool to be used whenever. At least not for non-mutually beneficial uses. He respects her and interacts with her on both a platonic and intimate level, even though he is the roughest of them all on the outside, while the soft-seeming ones are the most ruthless. It also appears he knew nothing before a certain other character.
You know nothing.
This dislike is for the anime creators, which is that they completely remove Puck from the story, whom I felt was a perfect complement to who Guts is, as well as a very well-placed relief to the dark themes of Berserk. Puck's absence numbed a lot of Guts' characteristics that were showcased with his interaction with the annoying little fairy in the manga. I just felt that so many layers of him were missed because of this. But if you don't read the manga, this won't be much of an issue, but I still think you would feel that something was missing. The other issue I have is that Guts does get a bit eclipsed by the story in Griffith, and you sometimes forget who the main character is, though this would have been rectified had the story covered the later arcs of the manga, which were not flashbacks, but instead the story is left incomplete. Here I kind of fault the author of the source manga, who really takes a sweet time bringing new chapters, frustratingly so. And the anime left everything so very behind the manga, so imagine how much is not being considered or known either way. Both media deserve to be a complete work, and in my lifetime, please, before I die, I just hope that the new 2016 series brings us more coverage. Overall, Guts is a very human character who proves that we can all go beyond our limitations when faced by even the most impossible odds, without going over to the dark side. His depth goes beyond the anime and goes to the point of him being a great character study like the manga he is from. And that's saying a lot, as he was toned down significantly. And because of this, I feel he deserves an A+. And what do you know? The people on Google Plus agree with me as well. 64% gave him an A, 20% gave him a B, 8% a C, 2% a D, and 6% an E to an F. But what do those ones know, right? And that's my view on Guts, but honestly, I merely scratched the surface on his character. But I do hope you enjoyed the video and that you please like and subscribe with comments and suggestions for more character appraisals. If you want to vote on the next character's letter grade, just follow me on Google Plus and my collection called Zakesprobe Polls. Until the next video, I am Zakes and take care.